Anna Jackson, you're the curator of Maharaja. I wonder if you could tell us just a little bit about the show.
Okay, well, this is the first exhibition ever to explore the remarkable culture of India's kings, and we look at the incredible objects that were created for them from 1700 through to independence in 1947. Really, for the first time, we borrowed objects from the present-day Maharajas. We felt we couldn't really do a show like this without engaging them in the subject, and actually they've been incredibly enthusiastic and supportive. We just had to convince them that their objects would be safe, not just physically safe, but intellectually safe, that we had something interesting and meaningful to say about the objects and about the heritage and the culture of the Maharajas.
Does it bring back memories for you of a different era?
Yes, it does. I was lucky enough to have grown up at a time when everything was still very much intact. It's now unfortunately disappeared, but throne rooms and crystal furniture and old portraits and chandeliers and darbar halls are all familiar playgrounds. As a child, I remember running through all these old palaces. We had a lot of freedom and a lot of fun. So yes, it does bring back memories.
You very kindly lent quite a lot of the objects which are in the show. Do you have a personal favourite or one that means a lot to you that you see?
Well, difficult to say which one particular object is closest to my heart, but the paintings, some of the paintings that have been picked and brought over here are absolutely masterpieces, and they have great historical relevance.
The Rolls Royce that features in the exhibition, that did at one time belong to your family, is that right?
Yes, I think that Rolls Royce is a beautiful car, and when I first came to England in 1966, it was one of my first assignments. My father wanted to he didn't have any use for it because we have some others, but I truly feel that that's a great and beautifully restored. After it was brought over here, it was beautifully restored, and I think that would be one of my favorite items on display here, undoubtedly.
I'm particularly fond of the model of the fort, because the fort of Jodhpur, the Mehrangarh fort, is where is the repository of our museum.
I was much taken by the palanquin, which
Yes.
was that used in your memory?
I have just seen them being used, because to go up in the fort is quite a steep thing. The ladies used to be carried up.
Now, Gwalior has contributed quite a few objects to the exhibition. Do you have a favourite?
I think I love the little shoes, the rhinestone shoes of Maharani Chinkuraje. I mean, they're my personal favourite. Yeah.
Why is that?
I think they're whimsical, you know, there's something in them to wear those shoes. And she was very tiny, only about 4 feet high. And, you know, those tiny shoes made specially for her in Paris or wherever. It just gives me a kind of inkling of how they lived, and you know, how they dressed and how they behaved and the whole lifestyle.
What's impressed you?
Rubies used in a way to make the bodies explicit. So there are these little attendants of Shiva, I guess, with a ruby for each bottom and a ruby for each breast, which I thought was pretty good. And the gold filigree is all the underwear and the straps on the body. Such kind of brilliant craftsmanship. Really amazing.
What's your impressions of the show?
It's magnificent. But what's more important is that this tradition, this art, this culture, this heritage, it still lives. You can find paintings like this, you can find artifacts like this in an average household in India. And the tradition continues. And that's what's so important, that in spite of our becoming a more modern country, the tradition has continued, and there are new patrons for the arts, for culture. We're very happy to bring this to before the British public, and we hope that they get a good idea of what we were and where we are headed.
What was your favourite thing?
Do you know, I covet a pair of earrings that I saw on an elephant, no less. I mean, how opulent is that? You know, drop chandelier earrings for an elephant to wear. I was quite taken with those. In fact, if I tried to put them on myself, it'd be like wearing 2 very shiny, expensive lampshades, like standing lamps.